And you, and you, and you. And we have theme Slime for the... It's playing, guys. It's playing the fuck out of that theme song right now.
Prove it.
And then when it's done, we can do the show. It's a good theme song. They're really killing it tonight. They play this theme song for us every week. The Rubik's Pubes with the Time for the Show theme song. And you know what that means? It is time for the show. Nobody won't give you no show. Police now give you no show. And not even the soldier won't give you no show. The Ivy won't give you no show. Hey, hey.
No show.
That's my second favorite part of the show, the beginning. This is the part where we all pretend that we just ran into each other 30 seconds ago. Oh, hey, Fox. How you doing, buddy?
I've been standing here the entire time. Look at that. Look, visually, with your eyes. Because this is time for the show. Audio, you can see.
Wait a second, Fox. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that Peas over there? Is that Peas?
Let me look into
Peas,
your eyes.
Is that you?
You're
it's
looking
me,
lustfully.
Fidd.
What?
Hey, well, look at that. We all just happened to bump into each other right here on the show.
It's like the three corners, one from every direction, and we all came around them at once. And it's really hard to have a hallway with just three corners like that.
And you guys aren't going to believe this, but I got an email from Dr. Fox earlier today that contained notes for an episode of a show. And so what I was thinking was...
that episode. I'm not doing that episode.
Well, can we try it?
No, fuck that. Fox should have, if he had that much butt hurt this week, he should have fucking called one of his friends. Then said,
I have springtime. I'm allowed. It's my turn. I want it. It's mine. It's mine. You give it to me, it's mine. I've deserved this. I've earned this.
Whatever.
Give it to me.
You're good.
I'm just saying, look, we happen to bump into each
as
other.
A PDF, so everybody can see it clearly.
I've got these show notes. We're on Free Think Radio. We're all in the same place together. Why don't we just take these notes for a spin? See if we can maybe get some show out of it.
Can you copy and paste the PDF to Notepad++ so you can at least get the line numbers? I was going to send you the text file version. I didn't. I sent it a PDF.
Thanks for sending the show notes to me in PDF format. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I hope you downloaded that proprietary software.
Yeah, well, next time I want a PowerPoint.
Call me. I'm fucking great at it.
Well, once again, Fox did all of the notes.
I'd like to point out to everybody at home that Fidd's already read the notes for tonight's show. I thought the joke was that he didn't read them until the show and then read them live on the air, but he read the whole note. I guess he read some of them.
We always read your fucking notes, dude.
Well, you sent it to me in PDF format, so I had to open it to like import it into Notepad++, so I'd have the lines. And these are weird.
Good.
These are weird notes. This is different cadence of note.
Is it? They look like the same ones I write every week.
I feel like these notes are mad at me, but they're not.
They're being
kind of passive aggressive.
Letter of it.
Oh no, they're not passive aggressive at all. They are completely frontward aggressive.
Well, you should work on that. They seem passive aggressive.
Hey, I think you got to get on your mic a little bit more, buddy.
Yeah, get up close so we can hear you nice and loud.
You're not the
boss. All right, well, here we go. These are
phone.
Show notes as sent to me by Dr. Fox. And as always, I did not read them ahead of time.
Yeah, this is all fresh.
As you know.
We like to use the first hour of the show to get the show together.
We got our personal shut.
And then Pease apologizes. All right, here we go. Line 1 of the show notes says, Pish Klumpf. Line 2 says, time for the show, 2:10, safe for twerk. Line 3 says, TFTS relay 020623. Line 4 says, Fidd, do not read this part on the air. Line 5 is a string of Morse code that, I mean, my Morse code is kind of rusty, but it looks like it says, hi, this is Morse code. Line 6 says,
Who would name their kid? Who would name their kid Morse?
Somebody who wants their kid to invent a code.
No, the answer is Mr. Code. Mr. and Mrs. Code would name their son Morse. I feel like that's a non-binary name too.
Have you played the laugh track yet, Fidd? I know we can't hear it, but I guess that's what's going to make it funnier. Because then I can ask if you played the laugh track, and I genuinely won't have known. It is a mystery.
Yeah, Fox cannot hear it when I play the laugh track, so we have a game going, an incentive for you to keep tuning in every week. If Fox ever guesses correctly that I did indeed play the laugh track that he couldn't hear, you win $100. So keep listening for time to the show so that all of your dreams can come true. You're finally gonna get that yacht with all those bitches on it.
$100.
We send you the $100 for being a crack listener or a
crackhead. May not be American currency.
All right, line 7. I don't like these notes. This is a weird format. Like, is the notes pregnant?
They're the notes of somebody who's being a meanie pants to his friends.
Why? Is
my commas are pregnant.
Well, let's just go through it. Okay.
We're on line 7 pregnant
of the show notes.
Just hear the angry typing that went into fucking making these show notes. You probably had to buy a new keyboard.
Aggressive, yeah. All right, line 7 says, broadcasting live from the future annex of the soon-to-be capital of America's California, St. Petersburg, Florida. Welcome to Time for the Show. I am Fidd Chewley, your host and engineer for the next 3.6 to the power of E plus 6 milliseconds. Joining me live via Supersphere Media Empire Vox Chat Bypass, straight from the heart of America's sincerity, Las Vegas, Utah. Here's the one and only recently vivisected Reverend Pease. All right. Now we're up to line 11, which is a good line. And living vicariously and bicuriously in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida, it's everyone's favorite incredulous asshat and habitual liar, Dr. Fox!
This statement is true.
Line 13 of the show notes says, if you're new to Time for the Show, you are in for a real treat, because today we're going to be mixing things up on our set. Tonight's show will abandon the strategic comedy prompt algorithm in turn for one of the most daring and ambitious attempts in TFTS history. We'll be using a script. What the fuck?
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. You can't
We're gonna be using a
arbitrarily
script.
just decide in a moment of anger as you're breaking your keyboard, typing along, oh, I'm going to change the whole show because I'm mad at Peas because Peas was a meanie pants to me last week on this show, and my feelings are fucking hurt. So this
I
whole
rubbed
show note,
all of the ink
all
off of my
about
F button.
how mad you are instead of just calling me up and talking to me about it. And I don't
Why
fucking
would I
get
do that?
I don't know. That's because
What am
that's
I
what
mad
friends
about?
do. That's what friends
I
do.
guess so.
When you were down or I got hurt, I would call you up and ask you what was going on. How can I help and all this shit? You're fucking mad about last week's fucking show, and you write
No,
this.
I'm not.
I feel attacked. I feel attacked in tonight's show. I feel attacked
No.
by these fucking notes. And maybe that was your whole point. I don't fucking know. But I want you to know that right now, from the time I woke up this morning and you messaged me, your messages, I have felt fucking attacked. Right up until we go on the fucking air.
It's just the
And you
show.
know what? I'm going to be done with the
It's
show
just
for
the
tonight
show.
because I don't want to ruin the fucking show. But I'll be back next week. But for tonight, I'm done. I'm
You're
fucking
gonna leave?
done. Yep, see ya.
That's not in
Wow.
the show notes.
Really? Because I sat around all last week. I sure didn't feel like sticking around.
Called. We're friends. You should have fucking called me. And then you shouldn't give me a bunch of shit when I had fucking tubes in my fucking belly, like I'm being some kind of fucking inconsiderate bastard. The notes you gave me the week before is how shitty I was. And so I tried to dress up and step up to that, and then I was too mean to you. And now I get this fucking shit. Pick up the fucking phone next time. Pick up the fucking phone next time and call me.
Didn't want to bother you. You had tubes in your belly. I was leaving you alone. I told you I loved you. I told you I loved you. The first thing I said to you after last week, I told you I loved you, right? Instead of dragging everything out, I took any kind of frustration I could have had and I tried to do something with it. So I wrote a script. What's so hard? If it's all just in jokes and in the universe, then it fits in with last week's show perfectly. But if not, okay, you can go. I sat around last week and listened to it, but all right.
Does that mean next week is my turn to not want to do the show?
Oh, as long as you write it down. It's up to you guys. You know, you guys told me you want to do the show again. I'm here. I'm doing what I can.
He just doesn't want to apologize.
Well, he has to. It's at the end of the show. It's the end of the show. The only reason, I mean, we can always defer back to the old rule that you don't have to use the show notes as long as you can keep the show moving, correct?
Yeah, but
isn't that kind of what we did last
so we have
week?
to use the notes.
Well, someone else could have, but I'm the only one writing. So I just
We're
tried to
only
write something
15
different.
lines in.
I
We're on
know,
line
there's so
16.
much more.
I think line 16 is where it gets good.
And he rage quit? And he just bump out?
No, he's making a drink.
Okay.
He's got up.
Well, how do you feel about it, Fidd? I'd say what do you think about it, but I don't ask people that.
I'm just trying to get through these notes. I mean, this is the first time I'm reading them. As always, I don't read the show notes before the show. I like to discover them with the audience together. And and I'm excited to read these show notes. So then we know by the time we get to the end of the show what the show that we were supposed to do was. Yeah. So let me just pick up at line 16. And by the way, line 15 said that we're going to start using a script. First of all, I just want to tell you, I don't like that idea. The last thing that I will ever do on this show is read lines verbatim out of the script. That being said, line 16 of the show notes says, of course, I'm not reading from a traditional script. Rather, I am reading out loud from a long essay-like pseudo-narrative that Dr. Fox started writing last Friday. I guess it is up to me, Fidd Chewley, sovereign entity of the Church of the Broken Car Antenna and mastermind behind the Supersphere Media Empire, to ensure that this works somehow. I very much doubt that Dr. Fox could write an entire hour of dialogue and direction for the show, but maybe I will find some opportunities to throw the microphone towards one of my incredibly talented and handsome co-hosts and attempt to pad this Poe Bucker out as long as I can. I have to say that this is kind of unfair to me, Fidd Chewley, to be handed a long-winded document at the last minute with no time to prepare for the show. However, my favorite part of the show is reading the show notes out loud. So if I totally blow this on live Canadian internet radio, just remember that this is all Dr. Fox's fault because he's an incredibly butthurt crybaby, and he came with some sort of horrible proxy punishment to subject his, quote, friends, end quote, to. Line 27 of the show notes says, "So without further ado, it's time for the show." Line 28 of the show notes says, "You might remember from last week's show that we were going to open with a rant because it's easier for a group of would-be comedians to kickstart their funny glands. But who am I kidding? No one listens to this show, and any one of the 6 people who type up the greasy non-sequiturs and abstract hypotheticals in our chat room, which you can definitely access via discord.timefortheshow.com, are definitely not going to tell us that they think this week's episode is going. While the original concept was to move on to Fox's favorite part of the show, the blind eyes, we're going to move on to my own favorite part of the show, Block Flustered. So wait, according to line 33, that's my favorite part of the show. I don't even know what this is. Perhaps line 34 will offer some insight. Before the Hypercube was turned into the makeshift Whataburger drive-thru last May, Dr. Fox enjoyed watching movies and shows and writing up mildly coherent reviews of them, which you can read at timefortheshow.com. Of course, it would be kind of silly for me to read an asinine diatribe written by our resident Rambler-in-Chief, Argus Fox, so in turn, I'm going to shoot it over to the most handsomest boy in the multiverse and ask Reverend Pease if he's watched anything amusing lately and what his thoughts on it were. Line 39 says, "Fidd, this is where you ask Pease if he's seen anything good lately. When he's done, or in case he doesn't have a response, you can tell us if you've seen anything good lately, or you can move on to the next part of this ridiculous exercise." All right, so we'll pause there at line 41, and then we'll take the direction to ask Pease if he's seen anything good lately. Hey, Pease, have you seen anything good lately? And yes, Dr. Fox, I did play the laugh track right there.
Oh, I should have guessed.
Yep, sorry.
I could have had it.
None of our viewers are going to be winning $100 with that sort of game, Dr. Fox. Come on, give them a reason to listen. We can't entertain them, but we can bribe them.
We actually, we were going to do the You Bet Your Life bit, and we're going to drop a turducken, like a half-cooked turducken. And that takes a long time just to get it half-cooked. But in the bill of the beak of the waddle of the turducken will be safety pinned one fresh, crisp $100 bill that will inexplicably drop through your ceiling at any moment. We have the technology. Don't question us. Stop it. Well, how about you, Fidd? You see anything good?
Did I see anything good? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That congresswoman from Colorado, Lauren Boebert. Oh, yeah. I saw her. And she was good. And you know, she's conservative, so she's hot. I don't know why that works out that way.
I can't picture her, not familiar that much. I keep getting like a half confused conserva boner for S.E. Cup. I don't know which side of the fucking dial she's on anymore. Whose team is she batting for?
Yeah, she's kind of a conundrum.
I'd like to get into her conundrums if you know what I'm saying. Did they laugh?
Buddy.
Did they laugh?
No, sorry.
Damn it!
That's all right.
Guess
Stay
too
tuned,
soon.
viewer. Fox will
I'm gonna
correct
nail
my
it.
guess when I play the
I'm
laugh
gonna
track that you
nail
can't
it.
hear, and you will get $100. Can I legally say that? Because we're
I
not
feel
going
like
to give them $100.
someone could sue us for it, but I guess it's up to them.
Well, they can't prove who I was talking about when I said you will win $100.
Oh, now you're giving the joke away. We can extrapolate on all of this after somebody says they win.
Did I do that?
That's the funny part of the joke, right? Is you wait for a cease and desist or something to come in, and then you get to write your really funny joke.
That was not in the show notes. What is in the show notes is line 42. That's where we are.
It's a good line. It's my favorite line.
It says, "Wow! Wasn't that an exciting new bit? I'm glad we were able to extrapolate on those topics. I had no idea that enter name of subject here was going to lead to such an intricate discussion of the cinematic arts. Did you know that Dr. Faux landed third place in the Skills USA National Finals for Digital Cinema back in 2014 while attending trade school? Maybe he would have gotten the gold if he wasn't a decade older than the other contestants. Oh well, guess that doesn't bode well for the time for the show movie we filmed last October that he's editing now. I can't wait to see all the blurred strings holding up the plot. Now it's on to my favorite part of the show. Viewer mail. It's the Piezo box." Line 49 of the show notes says, "This is the part of the show where we read letters written to us and sent to email at timefortheshow.com. Of course, since no one listens to the show, Dr. Faux writes them all and we just pretend we're popular enough to garner a response. I don't know why he does that. Maybe to fill the gigantic void in his life that he constantly fills with illusions of grandeur and his make-believe lo-fi super science cult motive. And who said self-deprecation? Does it say motive or movie? I'm drunk.
I don't know. I can't. I have the PDF open. I have to keep scrolling it around.
And who said self-deprecation was low-hanging fruit? Here we go. And before I read line 54 of the show notes, I just want to point out to the viewers that Dr. Faux is making me read all of this off of the show notes because it's his little way of fucking with me. Because he knows that on Monday nights, I go down to the bar across the street to watch lesbians play quarter notes on djembes, and I catch a buzz. By the time it's time for the show, I'm pretty fucking drunk. So he just sits there, he mutes himself so I don't hear him laughing as he, in a voyeuristic way, listens to me struggle to read these notes out loud. Okay. I know what your game is, Dr. Faux. I know what you're doing. I get it, okay? You hear me, son?
As long as you keep telling everybody else, I'm fine.
All right. Well, that brings us to line 54 of the show notes.
Sorry.
Dear show, who is your favorite member of the Church of the Subgenius? And can you tell us in excruciating detail about all the interesting things they do? Your pal, Argus Fox of Snorlando, Florida.
This is Angus Flux.
Snorlando, Florida.
They laugh.
Holy shit, Dr. Fox. We have our first $100 winner!
Woo!
I played the laugh track. You are correct.
Yeah, how close was I? Did I land it?
You know, there isn't a clear rule on what the threshold is. How you were about 15 seconds off.
I feel like we should establish some boundaries.
Well, to be fair, I had to keep laughing to really drive the signal to you. The over the audio wink wink to you that I was going to play the laugh track.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, now I'm dizzy. I'm dizzy because laughing that hard made me hyperventilate, and I'm drunk. And now, then I did that. So
maybe we should call it Hyperventilate Cube.
I'm seeing two show notes in front of me right now. Two blurred, slightly horizontally separated show notes in front of me.
Do you want me to send you the comma-separated values version of the show notes? I made a bunch of different versions.
Fuck, I have to close one eye to read the show notes. Okay, well, Fox, do you want to answer the viewer mail that we got from Angus Flux of Snorlando, Florida? Who's your favorite member of Church of the Subgenius? And there's a side request that you tell the viewers in excruciating detail about all the interesting things they do. And answer.
I would have to say Reverend Funny Name is absolutely my favorite. I think I met him back at one of those X days that I was at. All the ones I were at, I think those were the good ones. All the other ones, probably not as much. But Reverend Funny Name, he was a killer mofo. The most interesting thing about him was that he worked at what was it? It was like a Goldman Sachs branch office over in rural Omaha, something like that. And on the weekends, he would go out and do karaoke at one of the bars, and he would do an Elvis song, but he would bring an Elvis wig and a big pair of glasses with him, and he'd fucking rock it. He owned that song. Did you know Jailhouse Rock is about homosexuality? That's all I got. You got who's your favorite Subgenius, Fidd?
Well, I would be remiss if I did not say that my favorite Subgenius was me. Because the thing is, of the entire time that I've been a Subgenius, I was the first one that I met. So I have the most, I know myself better than any other Subgenius. I have a much closer relationship with me than I do with even the people that I met early in my Subgenius tenure. I feel like with me, sometimes I feel like I can read my own mind. I finish my own sentences. I always agree with myself about what I want for dinner. I sleep with myself every night. And I have for my entire life. So, Fidd Chewley. I'm going Fidd Chewley. He's my favorite.
Interestingly enough, I was the first Subgenius I ever met, and that's also when I found out how much I hate Subgeniuses.
Yeah, I do too.
If ever two shall meet, kill them both. Yeah. I don't think. I think a lot of subgeniuses don't like other subgeniuses. That's why, if my pleasure saucer is going to be built out of the parts of other subgeniuses' pleasure saucers that I have exploded. I think that's my X day.
A lot of subgeniuses are basically Uncle Toms when it comes to subgeniuses. Uncle Bob's. And Uncle Bob is a subgenius that
have you
is
tried
racist
rice?
against subgenius. I can think of a few Uncle Bobs in the church. I'm definitely one of them.
I just see him sitting there rocking in that chair on that rickety porch.
I'm one of the good ones. All right, well, there you go, Angus Flux. Thank you for writing in. Line 59 of the show notes says, Fidd, this is the next... No, it doesn't say that. I should close I need an eye patch.
I gotta open the notes back up.
Line 59 of the show notes says, Fidd, this is the part where we answer the letter. If you've already answered the letter and are reading this part out loud, just move on to the next segment. Remember, we don't do bits. We do segments. Like a fine line of Colombian blow. Fidd, can you get me some of that before I come down next week? Ha! Ha! This show is incredible. I can't believe how much better this is than what we normally do. I honestly can't believe I'm still reading these lines out loud and haven't closed this file and tempted to tell Dr. Fox he's lashing out in a ridiculous manner in response to last week's show. But you didn't hear last week's show. So as far as you know, this is how we always do it. Don't bother visiting youtube.com/hypercube-go and listening to any of the 74 episodes in the new Time for the Show playlist or the 59 episodes in the Classics playlist. Definitely don't go to timefortheshow.com where you can access our first 144 episodes in our podcast feed either. That'd just be silly. On to my next favorite part of the show. Line 70 says, it's Cube News. All the news that's fit to Cube. Well, shit, I think you should read line 70. That's not in the show notes.
Keep reading.
And here's Dr. Fox with this week's updates. Line 71 of the show notes says, Fidd, this is the part where you ask Fox about Cube News. Move on to the next segment, and then parenthetically it says, not bit, with an exclamation mark, when he's done. Line 73. Thank you, Dr. Fox, for those updates.
Okay, so you gotta stop. Stop there.
Oh, there wasn't an instruction
back up?
to stop.
There wasn't well, I guess it was intended. Like earlier, it's not like a script. It's like a horribly written diatribe.
I don't read scripts. I don't just get on the show to read something that somebody wrote down on a piece of paper. Okay?
No,
fuck that shit.
All right. That's asinine.
You know what? We're going to reset the clock to line 71 or just after line 72 of the show notes. I have an instruction to ask you about Cube News. What about Cube News, Fox?
Is this where I start?
It doesn't say that in the notes, but I think so.
Okay, let's go with it. Don't think. We'll go with it. Let's see. What was it? Everything's over on my computer and I don't have any fucking internet. I can remember this much, though. On our Patreon is continuing as always, but we are now able to support cryptocurrency. So if you got any butt coins or Cosby coins or hot memes or dank nugs that you want to send us slash that dark web, yo, bring it up to your homeboys here in the etherwebs, you sons of bitches, and visit us at backed by. That's where I needed those notes. Where is it? You know how I got this? Fidd? Dick Masterson hooked me up.
Yeah,
Where is it?
backed
The backed
by.
by.
backed.by. I think he kind of fucked up the name because when you say
back.by, yeah,
it sounds like back.by. So he fucked that part up, and he stole my joke about the T phrase.
Yeah, and it also sounds like a short URL for like a boy on boy website, back.by. But yeah, that's backed.by/hypercube, and you can now send us your sweet cryptos and whatnot, bro. It's got the hookups, and there's tiers that ties into the Discord, and so you can get your primo Discord features. Go to backed.by/hypercube, dog. We're gonna have to work on that. Gotta work that into the pitch.
Is that in beta? Because
thanks, Dick.
He invited. I mean, we know Riley, but he invited a bunch of people to like get in on it. Is it the full-fledged thing yet?
I mean, I was in the beta when it was going through before they had like all the payment processor stuff, and I mean it's blockchain shit, so you have to spend gas to make points. So if your project is somewhat self-sustainable, you're able to use the Ethereum and crypto butts that you get to continue doing your posts, and you at least have like a self-sustainable atmosphere there. But then you can do what you're supposed to do with cryptocurrency and send that to a wallet to get cash with and go buy drugs with. That's how it works. So, yeah.
All right, well, now you're breaking up. But for those who don't know, yeah, this is actually a wildly interesting idea. This guy, Dick Masterson, created a platform where you can support content creators, but based it on the blockchain, because he wanted to create a platform that was cancel-proof. Nobody could get canceled. You know, Patreon can't stomp you down. It's on the blockchain. So it's basically just between you and the content creators. There's no middle body in between there. And apparently it got off the ground and it's working the way it's supposed to be. That's a crazy idea.
It's what Elvis Martini asked me like years ago. And so here it is, Elvis Martini. We're on the fucking blockchain. Are you happy now? Probably not. Go download Winamp, you fuckhead. Goofy ass. Are we still doing the show, or are we back on the notes? Where are we at? Is Peas here?
Is that all the Cube news?
There was some more, but that's really the big one. That's the important one. The YouTube is still going up. So yeah, subscribe to YouTube. Tell a friend. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you're popular, right? You know lots of people. Even if you're sitting there right now while your so-called significant other is in the other room, and you've got her for a few more hours before your debit card cuts out. You know what I'm saying? The least you can do is go wrangle that biznatch and tell them/they that they need to sign up at youtube.com/hypercubego. You know they've got their own gosh dang YouTube account. They probably have another alt one so they can go slap the T phrase on videos by Kanye West. But get them to subscribe too. I need your numbers. Give me your numbers. It's not just about validation. It's about verification. Do you hear what I'm saying, children? Go to the YouTube. It's all accessible at timefortheshow.com. I think that's Cube news. That's good stuff. It's all that's Fidd Cube. It's nothing but good news this week. It's all set up.
All right. Let's get a beer here. How are you doing, Dr. Fox?
It's Black History Month, you know. I'm saying cut them a break.
I didn't know it just clipped there. Getting your beer out. That was loud.
Was that
That's
like
gonna
you
throw
opened
off
your
the
beer
whole
with your
compression
microphone? That's what it sounded like. Yeah, congratulations. You're gonna have to create mid-points. How's your
I'm gonna have to
enveloping
clip
skills
that
in
out.
Audacity?
Before I run the compression, I have to clip that out because it's going to throw the ratio all the way off.
Dude, I totally hooked you up with that sweet retro legacy doll, yo.
I know, and I have a thing I have to do for Papa Joe too. So the that Hour of Slack tribute episode that we made.
Mm-hmm. You and B's
First of all,
made.
he
You
put
guys
it on
threw
the
me in there.
stream.
I didn't do that. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's the official. It's official. The official last Hour of Slack episode.
It's
So that
the
was
last
pretty cool.
hour swing. Number 2000.
Yeah, I came inside of my own brain when he posted that. I was like, wow, I got to
That's
make
really
a real
cool.
Hour of Slack. Oh my god.
And it's going to be the first one any new person is going to hear coming in. You have engineered what will be the last of the Bobby bait, Fidd Chewley. And I appreciate you for throwing in my number one top 40 summer jam from 2022. Dr. Fox Has Been Shot in that album. And I think you and Pease did a good job collaborating together and putting that on. I think you earned that position. And you have a little bit of just on the end of your dick tip, when you're at your tippy top hippie hardest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where
And
the penis
right
Grinch
there-
lives.
Well, the penis Grinch is right up there, microscopic, and he's still pushing that big sled and what's going to go down your dick slit into your urethral tubing, right? And that is Hour of Slack number 2000, and you're gonna have that forever. Congratulations, you guys did something neat.
Well,
I
in that
appreciate
episode,
you for throwing me in.
I know you had to be a part of it. We couldn't get together and record something, so I had to throw.
I
the
was
Dr. Fox song in there.
I was making the movie. I'm working on the movie.
Just
but
to
thank you.
make just so I could legally put you in the credits. I had to play your song without your permission.
Yeah.
But in that show, Papa Joe Mama submitted a fantastic rant. But there was one line in it where he said Jove was the emperor of Rome for over 1,000 years. And he meant to say Jove was the god of Rome for over 1,000 years. So last Friday, he submitted the splice to me. He said, "Hey man, could you cut this in to that show? Because it was almost perfect, but I fucked up this one word." And so he actually took the time out to record the 1.5 second splice that he wants me to put in.
And then you're gonna have to create an updated MP3 and then have Stang update that MP3, but replace it in the RSS feed. And so instead of making another post,
Yeah,
or ask him to put it on as just do it again. Just put this one on, and put the exact same thing, but in the end, just put in parentheses, edited.
Yeah,
That's
Hour
it.
of Slack number 2001. It's the same episode as 2000, except for with the correction.
Yeah, correction.
I think he just wants a
correction.
personal copy because he listened to it a bunch of times and he liked it. And I think You know, I can make him his own special version where he didn't screw up that one line.
You can't say no to
I can't
Papa
make
Joe.
Stang update the feed. He probably, yeah.
Papa Joe put us up in 5-star accommodations in Tallahassee, Fidd Chewley.
Yes, he did. It was
The night of our lives.
movie, when you guys watch Time for the Show, the movie, you will see scenes that were filmed that he was gracious enough to let us use his haunted house, giant haunted house that was built in basically like an abandoned factory. So it's a giant long room. He filled it up. He made a maze outside. There's going to be, yeah, you will see Papa Joe Mama's property in the movie.
It was a funeral slab factory. They cut marble to make into the slabs to put over graves. That's what it was, which is pretty fantastic.
Line 73 of the show notes says, "Thank you, Dr. Faux, for those updates. Intrepid
You're
reporting
welcome.
as always." Well,
Thank
that
you.
brings us to my new favorite part of the show, Dreadlines. In this segment, we have a selection of news headlines from around the world. Yeah, I'm getting pretty drunk. Now, you might be
I
expecting
can't
us to try to
find
make
them anymore.
snide comments or jokes after we read them. And we might, but that's not how this segment works. What we're going to try to do is determine which of these news stories is the fake. I'd like to thank Aster6 for spending time every week rushing to put her baby girl to bed so she can comb the web for ridiculous articles for us to skip over. Okay, so here's this week's Dreadlines. I didn't know this was my new favorite part of the show. The note says this is my favorite part.
Congratulations.
Fuck.
Do you like it?
I guess.
Let's do it.
The show notes say it's my favorite part, but this is new, right?
You said the show notes said that you say that it's your favorite.
So what this appears to be is I'm going to read all these headlines and then we have to guess which one is fake. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think Aster6 will send you like a message.
Oh, okay.
Probably, yeah, because I don't even know. I don't know which one has been made up or altered or anything like that. I don't know. So it's a genuine happy time fun game. It's a new game. It's a segment.
79 through 85 of the show notes are all these headlines.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
And
it's like that thing that we
with all of them.
No, she came up with one of them. So it's like that other thing that we do.
Oh, Dreadlines.
It's not.
It's a bit.
Yeah. So now, it's a segment. It's a segment.
Wait, are we doing a bit or a segment right now?
This is a segment.
Okay.
We don't do bits on this show. Remember, we don't.
All right, so I'm going to read all these headlines. We're going to guess which is fake, and then your wife is going to get up in my DMs.
Slide right in.
Okay.
Got herself a new speed suit today.
What is she going to text me? Like, which one's
the fake? Yeah.
Why don't we just say it on the air? Why does she have to slide in my DMs?
Well, you'll say it on the air, but this was to make it so everybody that's playing has a completely fair advantage on the other one. Just guess which goofy headline is fake, and then she'll give you the notes. I mean, she could post them in the show notes. Aster6, if you hear that, when we're done with the bit, just post it in the general show notes chat. That's fine.
They're on like a 15-second delay, though, so... count.
She's creeping in the room, though. She's been creeping in this room the entire night, and I keep running over and looking at her, and we're just laughing and laughing. This is good. She told me to use these notes. I had them.
Notes says Dreadlines.
It's a new segment.
Right,
Morty.
Dreadlines. Line 80. iPhone crash detection makes 100 false emergency calls. Line 81. Ants trained to remove cancers. Line 82. Lawsuit brought against Fireball after whiskey not found in mini bottles. Line 83. British Water Services uses dowsing rods to find pipe leaks. Line 84. Wisconsin judge proposes gun range with liquor bar. And line 85. One-legged man fights off cops after shoplifting. So, iPhone crash detection, making too many emergency calls, ants trained to remove cancer, lawsuit brought against Fireball after whiskey not found in mini bottles, British Water Services using dowsing rods to find pipe leaks, Wisconsin judge proposes gun range with liquor bar, and one-legged man fights off cops after shoplifting. See, that's too many.
Get down to those last two. That's a lot of choices. Yeah, I will say that.
Too many. You have to do like 3 or 4 because the viewers they're very dumb. They're sub-geniuses. They're not going to be able to like figure out which one of those 6 is fake because they won't.
Church the goofy knucklehead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, call me an Uncle Bob, but I just don't like them. All right, well, you and I have the benefit of being able to see all 6 of these on the show notes. I'm looking at them. Do you have any inclinations yet as to which?
Yeah, first off, don't worry about it. Let's just jump into it. No apologies necessary. Not my job. Those last 2. One-legged man fights off cops after shoplifting. And Wisconsin judge proposes gun range with liquor bar. Those are the ones that sound fishy to me. Because I'm totally willing to believe that the British Water Services use dowsing rods to find their pipe leaks. Because that's how they've been trying to find all the lead. That's why their teeth are looking better. Lawsuit brought against Fireball after whiskey not found in mini bottles. Well, there wasn't whiskey found in the regular sized bottles either. So, I don't know. That one could be an alteration. What is Fireball whiskey? I mean, it's
supposed to be cinnamon flavored whiskey.
It's cinnamon flavored whiskey. But
it's like 36 proof. So
it's like whiskey. It's like whiskey flavored. It's like whiskey flavored cinnamon drink. Because they go down like playground candies. And that's why all the white biznatches are willing to throw back on the Fireballs raw. You ever do raw fireballing on the dance floor, Fidd?
Fireball whiskey flavored cinnamon drink, part of a balanced breakfast.
They could get that cinnamon stick from the Apple Jacks commercial back. Here I come, it's Fireball.
The headline of the one-legged.
We're good with girls who aren't illegal.
I bet that happens on just about a daily basis. But that could also be why it's the fake one, because it's low-hanging fruit. The Fireball one, though, too.
That one sound... No, I feel like I saw that one.
Yeah.
That one's like clickbait. That's a clickbait headline. Ants trained to remove cancers. That is designed to immediately make you think. And that is what's wrong with that. Because you will picture in your mind like a line of ants walking up somebody's asshole in their urethral tubes. Whatever it is. Do ladies have urethral tubing? How does that work?
Yeah, but...
I've never seen one. I don't understand.
This new bit that we have, dreadlines. Oh wait, excuse me.
Ants into the butthole.
It's a segment.
They can carry 50 times their own body weight, so each one carries like a cyst and a tumor out, and they're going in a little line.
Well, even if it's clickbait, it still counts as a.
It still counts. Headline. It's a real headline because somehow they did train an ant to carry a tumor on its back. That is true. I am willing to believe that already. iPhone crash detection makes 100 false emergency calls.
Listen, down here in
Crash
Florida, we
detector.
have these things called sugar ants, and they bite you, and it really tickles. And I've put enough peanut butter on my ball sack to attract enough sugar ants to know that you can train them to do just about anything, no matter how perverted and depraved it is.
No, Fidd, we're an exotic animal state. You can't say you trained them to do it. You just have to say that you made a discovery. Eureka! You can have that, but don't say that you made them do it.
I'm just saying, you know how you're like, what I do is I crank the AC so that my balls get cold and they hug up against each other, which makes your scrotum skin really wrinkly. When you put a little bit of peanut butter on a cold scrotum, the sugar ants down here, they like to burrow into those wrinkles. And normally their bites hurt, but because they're being like kind of smushed by the wrinkle, they can't bite as hard as they normally do. And so it just kind of tickles. And when you have
a bite too hard, you just shift your weight and, show them less. But they can lift 50 times their own weight, and they can lift up that little wrinkle.
It's very sensitive skin, and when you have a cold scrotum covered in ants, and they're just doing their thing, like you
now sugar ants and sphincter wrinkles. That's a different story. You ever get one of those massages? You ever get one of those massages by like a little Japanese woman that runs up your back, just like Mulan on your spine? It's expensive. I haven't had that done, but you can do it with ants. I hear maybe sugar ants sphincter wrinkle wrestling.
Well, that's
sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Fidd, sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Sugar ant
better
sphincter wrinkle wrestling.
Notes on djembes. Hold on, I'm just going to tell you I'm going to play the laugh track.
Sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Sugar ants sphincter wrinkle wrestling. Sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling. It's hard.
I'm going with one-legged man fights up cops.
I say gun with liquor bar. Oh, you should. I know it's not included in the notes because the writer's a fucking dipshit. But you can move on to the next part of the notes.
Oh, well, that would be line 86. I guess Aster's going to post the answer in the Discord, and we're not going to say it live on the show.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Just read the notes. Just read the.
If you're not in the Discord, you don't get to find out which one of those headlines was fake. What's your fucking? Just get in the Discord. Just do it. It's free.
Yeah, read the notes. Read the notes.
Line 86 says, "Well, did you figure out which one of this week's stories wasn't real? Did you? Why not take this time to share which one you believe it is? Don't think. Go to discord.timefortheshow.com now and enter it in the chatter cube. Do not worry. Everyone there is super nice and supportive and eager to meet you. While we give you a few minutes to put your little sausage fingers to work, let's move on to this week's sponsor, and then we will have a big reveal." That brings us to line 91 of the show notes. Now let's
I worked it into the show. I got it into the show. I made it work.
Wait, is the background music still playing?
I don't know. Did they laugh?
Oh, there it is. Okay. I need my harpsichord if I'm going to do a live read. It's time for our sponsor, according to the show notes.
This is harpsichord.
And then there's going to be a big reveal.
This is eloquent. This is amazing. This is beautiful.
All right, line 91 of the show notes says, "Now let's get this silly old business straight." You spelled straight wrong, Dr. Fox.
Probably.
Like the Strait of Gibraltar. As you know, there are a number of wheat cereals on the market, some hot, some cold. Several of them have wheat-sounding names, but they're not like Wheatena. How do you say that? Wheatena? What is it, Dr. Fox? Who's our sponsor this week?
No, just keep reading.
Wheatena? Is that? Who's paying me to read this right now? Wheatena?
That's not the sponsors. No, please go ahead.
All right. There's only one Wheatena. W-H-E-A-T. Wheat. E-N-A. Now, don't forget those last three letters. E-N-A. Wheatena. So why is Wheatena hot? Well, because hot cereals are better for you. Where does that delicious flavor come from? From toasting that unlocked wheat only as Wheatena can do it. And when you want the hot brown wheat cereal that gives you the vital parts of the whole grain and tastes so G-O-O-D, you have to have Wheatenas. Thank you, Wheatena. We now return you to our regularly scheduled episode of Time for the Show. Before the break, we went over a list of news articles where one of them was purposely fake. Now we'll see which one of our dread lines is the imposter. While I wait for Aster 6 to send me a message with this week's answer, let's go around the table and see what our panel's decisions are tonight. Reverend Peas, which is your dread line? All right, I played the laugh track. You did not guess correctly.
Did I miss it? They laughed.
That was a really short read. All right, line 100.
I was worried that the show might somehow the notes filled an hour. Look at that.
We're not. There's still more show to do. There's more notes. There's 135 lines. 135 lines of show notes. We're at 103.
It's up to you. You're the engineer.
Which
I'm willing to
says
I'm willing to write them out with you.
Fidd, this is where you ask Peas which headline he believes is the fake one. Then ask me, Dr. Fox. All right, we did that already. All right, line 104 says, I'm a little distracted while writing this because the cleaning crew downstairs just dumped a bucket of lavender-scented Fabuloso onto the floor and the fumes are making me nauseous. Did I mention I'm writing this while I have the flu? Not a great combination. Dried mucus fortified with amyl nitrates and ammonia-based detergent. I'm incredibly horny, though. I'm going to get on Tinder and find someone to French kiss my dick-a-lit. What's a dick-a-lit? Oh, dick slit.
Look.
I'm drunk.
Yeah,
that has looked like a lowercase a. Then I'll come back to writing. Oh,
sounded French.
Make sure to reveal your choice, too. Once you're done, check for a message from Aster 6. Line 110 of the show notes says, well, who could have predicted that? Oh, was I supposed to check already?
Yeah, that might be where to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, did she send it to Fidd or Decoy Fidd?
I don't know. Oh, it looks like it's in the show notes. She says she's asking, do you want the answer? And I'm saying yes.
Oh, yeah, she just slid into my DMs, and it says, the dread news is the ants. The ants that were trained...
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
To sniff out cancer.
That's not real. What was it? Was it like an alteration? What is it? Ants? I mean, it was Quidditch.
It was probably the real
I don't like
headline
that
was
segment.
Pit bulls trained to bite cancer out of your ovary. But she changed it to ants and made
They'll
it
also
fake.
bite things that are developed from your ovaries. The ants did nothing. She says the ants did
fooled
nothing.
me, and she fooled you. But hey, viewer, let us know in the
That
Discord
means
chat if you
my
guessed correctly.
wife is smarter than me. I'm fucked.
All right. Well, that was reading the answer on the air was the prerequisite to reading line 110 of the show notes, which says, "Well, who could have predicted that?"
We're gonna immediately book a stay at that gun range liquor bar. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's where the next X Day is going to be.
Yeah, we can bring plenty of targets if you know what I'm saying.
Thanks again to producer Aster6 for wasting another 57 minutes on a contrived show segment that nobody likes. It's nice to tell people thank you for the efforts they put into things, no matter how stupid or useless. In fact, we would like to thank more people right now. Here is this week's Patreon shout-outs. Line 114 of the show notes says, Patreons, or patrons, for February 2023. Dr. Fox, do you still have the notes in front of you so you can
I do.
apologize
Yeah, I can
to
read
these
them.
people?
Big apologies to Subject He Change. Big apologies to Bob South. Big apologies to Long Dead. You can listen to his episode on the youtube.com/hypercubego. Big apologies to Hazel of the Windmills. They're way much cooler than I am. And Caller 23 is, he's all right. And Dr. Cosmac, he's nice. He's a nice guy. Super patient. These people support. Do you want me to read the next part, or do you want to read the next part?
You mean line 116 of the show notes?
Of the show notes. I didn't know if you wanted to do the punch up this week, or if you want me to take into it. It's up to you.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what it says yet. Apparently it says that these people support independent farce, and you can too. Just visit patreon.com/hypercube or act.by, that's BACKED.by, BY, /hypercube today, and get a shout out and special Discord privileges for just $1. Line 118 of the show notes says, that's enough thank yous for now, though, because it's time for my favorite part of the show, Pease's apologies. Line 120 of the show notes says, Fidd, this is the part where Pease apologizes. If he's still here, ask him to do it. Then get ready to close out the show. If we have too much time left in the show, we might have to ramble incoherently to pad the runtime. It's okay. I trust you. You can trust me, Dr. Fox.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm drunk. You're making me read live on the radio drunk. Fucking asshole. What did I do to you, dude? Just be honest. If I did something fucked up, just tell me.
No, you didn't.
You don't have to passive aggressively attack me by making me
read that's the thing. I'm not
135 lines of notes live on the air.
There's nothing
on a
passive.
Day where you know that I'm drunk because you know that I go to the bar to watch lesbians play quarter notes on djembes on Mondays.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
All right.
No, it's all good.
123 of the show notes says, okay, Pease, what are you going to apologize for this week? Hold on, let me queue up last week's apologies.
Did you have them on standby?
I should have. If I was good at my job, I would have had that queued up. Damn it. Wait, that's an hour and 5 minutes? Did he apologize last week?
Can't remember.
I'm just gonna start playing this.
I would think he does. He does it every time he's on. We made other people
week?
when they came up. No, yeah, he was on last week. He was definitely on last week. He was here for the whole hour.
Well, I can't move on in the show notes. He's supposed to apologize until before I read line 104.
No. In the loop, there was an if statement earlier. Remember, it said it was typed on Friday in the notes, if he's still here. So if value P's is bracket here, continue with, go to segment. Because it's not a bit. We don't do bits. Else, and that isn't in, and that's hashed over in the notes on the side.
Correct.
P's is not present. ...
And you know what? This is not in the show notes.
Next segment.
No, this is not in the show notes, but I forgot to do a time warp last week.
That would have been a good time to do it. Because we're in the loop now. Because we have a value loop here on the because there's no algorithm this week.
It's going to be an awesome time warp, though, because I'm going to play last week's P's Apologies, and then I'm going to pump the live stream into my mic, which we're on a 15-second delay. It's going to be a good time warp.
It's going to break everything.
My reputation is
procures
on the table here. All right, let me pump that through. Read.
I do like making you read all the words.
All right, line one. We're gonna start the time warp.
That the show might somehow the notes filled an hour. Look at that.
Well, we're not. There's still more show to do. There's more notes. There's
135.
Actually playing
last 15-second delay already.
135 lines of show notes. We're at 103.
Speaker here.
It's a time warp.
Last week's show. It's up to you. You're the engineer. The value is I'm willing to write that through. Parentheses P's.
This is where you ask P's headline he believes is the fake one. Then ask
P's equals here.
All right, we did that already.
It's my favorite part
of the show. It's time. All right, line 1.
Which bit with segment?
I'm a little distracted while writing this because the cleaning crew downstairs just dumped
is not equal to here. No, don't do that one. That one always throws me off.
Dr. Fox, but it doesn't matter. I'm writing this while I have the flu, but not a great combination.
He was here. Is that
mucus fortified?
No, but we can have a residual. We can have a residual flinching integer apology.
I'm going to get on Twitter and find someone to French kiss my
therefore the time loop would continue indefinitely.
Time warp works. Pieces
always win. I know how it works. That's what I'm trying to say. That with or without comma equal P's parentheses here.
Once you're done,
that leaves our
6.
ephemeral floating integer.
Well, who could have predicted that?
It's a variable obtrusive. If P's does not equal here, then comma enter new segment here parentheses.
Okay. Well, we are done with the time warp. Thank you for
party of the first part.
Indulging me. So, according to the the algorithm, I have to move on to the next part.
No algorithm. Script.
Which is line 124 of the show notes. Thank you, Reverend Pease. That was quite a moving soliloquy. Line 125 of the show notes says, and that concludes this week's episode of Time for the Show. A big thank you to Dr. Ellis and Martha Artha for hosting us each and every Monday night on freethinkradio.com. Make sure to listen to their show, The Short Bus, on Wednesday evenings. And don't forget to listen to the other original and classic shows on FTR. That stands for Free Think Radio. You can see the schedule and join the FTR Discord at www.freethinkradio.com. You can also catch up on past episodes of Time for the Show on Hypercube Go YouTube channel at youtube.com/Hypercube Go, and dig deeper by visiting timefortheshow.com, where you can join the Hypercom Discord server, download sticker sheets, read original articles, and more. Timefortheshow.com. It's where comedy comes for an enema. Thanks again to my co-host Reverend Pease, as well as my local sexpot, Dr. Fox.
I didn't write that in the show
Fidd Chewley
notes.
From Super Sphere Media Empire. See you next week. And line 135 of the show notes says, Fidd, this is where you close the show.
Da, 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 da.
Aww.
That's your cue, buddy.
I didn't see that coming. It's already time to end the show.
That's why you're not supposed to read the show notes ahead of time, because they're going to take you on a magical sleigh ride throughout the beauty of the show. They're there for you. I made them for you.
Well,
I think
are we at least going to be back on next Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Jeez, Fidd, I don't know.
This isn't the end of the show, is it?
Are we still in daylight saving time right now or not? I forget what time of the year it is.
Oh, we're on standard time, Dr. Fox.
Okay.
-5.
I don't know, Fidd. It seems like tensions could be high. There's a lot of backroom drama over at Hypercube Labs. They say them floors are rumbling with goss. Hot goss.
Well, how
So,
that's
I
not
guess-
a segment. Put that in the notes.
Well, because I anticipated that at least one of you would have quit halfway through the notes. So, cheers to Pease. He didn't make it anyways through the notes. No, there's nothing passive-aggressive about them. No, they were completely directly aggressive.
I mean, it was different. It was different show notes.
It was different. No, it was the Dickie Diamond episode of Time for the Show. The show had been hijacked. They were going to read a script at gunpoint. There was no stopping them. The death of comedy radio, Fidd Chewley, happened tonight. We aren't just the final nail in the coffin. We are the tank of gasoline poured over the casket. Timefortheshow.com. Comedy is murder.
Well,
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. I guess, are we in post-show now? Is this post-show?
well, the harpsichord music is still playing, so I think it's still the main show.
Like still main show? No, I thought I couldn't stop laughing because when you got to the sponsor bit, how did you pronounce it?
Wheatena.
That's what I was working on. So I had looked up like old commercial scripts, and that's the one that I got. And even with them spelling it out with the hyphens, W-H-E-A-T, wheat, E-N-A, I had no idea how to figure out how it was pronounced. And I thought it was great that you were stumbling along at like the same exact places in the script that I was. That killed me. That wouldn't have been funny to anybody else. Maybe they thought I was just laughing at you. But the kicker for me there was you were exactly the way that I went through that read. You went through it in like real time on the radio. And for me, that was just a divine moment. The E-N-A, I don't know how to say it. I don't know what it is either. And I'm sure that there's a recorded commercial for it out there somewhere, but I didn't want to find out. I didn't want to taint the pool, you know?
Well, I'm glad you thought it was so fucking funny, but I don't think we're going to get paid this week because you were cackling over top the whole wide read.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't think
We'll make up for it.
for that one.
Are you kidding?
They can't
That
use
means-
that, Fox. You were
No,
cracking
if
us the whole
somebody...
time.
No, that's great. If somebody complains, Fidd, that means they were listening. And that means we're going someplace. So look forward to it. Embrace every opportunity. Every failure is just life opening another door for you. Sometimes it's a little closer to the ground. Other times, you can just keep walking. But yeah, watch your step. But thank you, Wetna. Thank you, Wheat Tina. Thank you, Way Tina. Waitina? Wheat.
Is it like Wheatina, like antenna? Like antenna, Wheatina, antenna, Wheatina?
Well, if it's Wheatina, then it doesn't work when they spell it. Wheat, W-H-A-T. Wheat, and they spell it, it's wheat. It's got wheat in the name. 78% of this name is wheat.
You realize the Wheatina marketing people are listening right now, and we're probably not going to get a sponsorship from them next week.
Well,
I think we fucking blew it, man.
Do you think somebody else will pick us up? Like there might have to be another paid coffee next week, because they seem to have been changing monthly. Did you notice that?
What happened
That
to the people from Big
by,
Black Smock? I thought we had a good deal with them.
What happened to the people with Jimmy Fallon's improvisational school of comedy?
I'm asking you, bro. You're the one that handles that side of things.
Yeah, but you read them into the mics. I've got nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just a dancing monkey. I just read
but dancing monkeys
notes.
make money, Fidd. People rent out dancing monkeys. People use dancing monkeys to make money. You're supposed to be the dancing monkey. Don't feel bad about it. Embrace it. It makes money, Fidd.
Oh, wait.
It's a sound business model.
Breaking news. I
I
had the show notes open in Notepad++, and I accidentally just hit the enter key.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a line 136. And it's blank. But it wasn't there before, so I just wanted to make the viewers aware that there is a line 136, which is null.
Should we check the Discord and see if anybody said anything during the show? I was trying to, but I'm on my phone doing the show, and I'm scared to move
It's too
things
hard
around.
I can't keep the levels and twist
It's
those
hard.
robot nipples and read the chat. I have to wait till after the show and go back.
Well, there's some of them in the secret channel. Let me go over. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Okay, 10:06. A hallway with 3 corners is my new most hated impossible shape. Thanks, no, it's mine too. How come you tell me?
You have to say that you said it.
Okay, subject.
That's bad radio, Fox.
Well, we're in overtime, man. We're on the table. You can correct me. It's fine.
If you read the
But,
comment, you have to say who said the comment.
I'm checking it out. I'm checking. I'm doing some browsing. Let me compile. There's been some chatter. A couple of goofy goomballs was chatting in the chatter cube. Let's see what we got. Okay. Right off the bat, 10:06 p.m. Subject C predicate says, a hallway with 3 corners is my new most hated impossible shape. 10:07 p.m. Ramulak says, thanks, now it's mine too. 10:11 p.m. Aster6 reposts with an animated gif of Kermit the Frog saying, how you gon' tell me? Jacques Treatment responds with, to Subject C predicate's statement of a hallway with 3 corners is my new most hated impossible shape. It depends on how you mean that. A long triangular dome would work. The roof, being curved, would have no corners. Subject C predicate responds, which is why I hate this new shape I've discovered. Thank you for adding additional clarity to my already profoundly acute mental agony. And then responds with a sticker of the Don't Think logo. Aster6 posts an animated GIF of some sort of hypercube. And Subject C predicate responds with, that's a good one. That's G, U with the umlauts, D, and the numeral 1. That's a good one. 10:13 p.m. Long Dead Final Illuminati pastes a picture of like a triangle, pyramid, sunbeam, ray tracing RTX logo. Probably like, it looks like there's a Triforce in there, so it's like some Zelda fanboy secret undercover shit. Along with triangle hallway DJ background loop. I've never seen those videos, I swear. Subject C predicate says, my poor two-dimensional brain is all dazzled and befuddled. Quoting at Barry Arif the Great, told a joke that obliquely referenced my contributions to Hypercom. That's just how much the host loved their listeners. Aster 6 responds with an animated gif of Jimmy Fallon slamming his desk and saying, damn it. He's crumpling pieces of paper as he does it. Agnes Beef responds with a picture of who I assume is somebody in the government, but I'll say a shorter, proto-bitchy Tina Fey looking ass, saying, no thanks, I'll pass. And there are 2 Fidd head reacts to that gif. Aster 6 responds with the swearing preacher animated gif, and he's saying, biatch. Long Dead Final Illuminati at 10:36 p.m. said 73 lines. That's a lot of work. Aster 6 responded 6 minutes later. It is so much text. Aster 6 then responds with an animated gif of triangles leading down a long repeating hallway of triangles that reads the words Slab City Entrance. And then a animated gif of Neil deGrasse Tyson moving his hands out and saying the words headline news in what appears to be a Helvetica font, not impact, but like a bolded Helvetica with a black stroke around it. Not bad. Subject C predicate responds sugar ant sphincter wrinkle wrestling, one-legged whatever. Dr. Ghoul responds at 11:03 p.m. I'm fully of the opinion that all 6 are fake because this reality isn't that poorly written. Aster 6 responds, the dread news is the ants. And Subject C predicate responds, well, I'll be hecking darned. And Agnes B responds with an animated gif from the movie Ants, starring Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone. And one of the ants, I think it's the one played by Woody Allen, is pointing to the right and gesturing with his head in a motion to the left of screen. And the white, and this time impact font text with the black stroke around it says Youch. That's YOWCH. And that's what they said over in ChatterCube.
Well, none of that was in the show notes. Listen, there's
the other chat room. Do you want to check the other chat room?
I'll allow it.
Okay, over in the Freethink Radio Discord in the time for the show notes room. 9:43 Long Dead says, is it possible I'll be able to tune in tonight? What fate will befall me in the next 18 minutes to once again prevent it? Reacts with an animated gift of Beetlejuice saying it's showtime. Subject to change at 9:48 p.m. Posts a picture of a Nike tennis shoe rotating. Long Dead responds to an animated gif of Randy Marsh from South Park saying, we need it now. Pease says at 10:02 p.m., I think they are working on it. Long Dead says at 10:04, I'm not a whiny baby, I just play one on the internet. 10:05 it says, Pease responds at 10:05 p.m., it comes. 10:06 Dr. Will says...
I'm playing the last track for that one.
I'm just gonna pin that. Okay, Dr. Ghoul says it's 10:06, show for the time. Subject T change shows an animated gif of a cat messing with what looks to be a broken clock. 10:09 p.m. Dr. Ghoul responds with a cat wagging its tail while watching a cat clock on the wall wag its tail. Then an animated gif of a black and white movie of a gentleman moving down a hallway. It looks like it's maybe one of them Doctor Who's. I'm not sure. It's black and white and it's on my phone. It's just time to put on a show. And then there's a one that's definitely like the Doctor Who's. And it says, I think you'll find I'm universally recognized as a mature and responsible adult. And he presents a business card, laminated. Long Dead responds, that's us, greasy non sequiturs. Dr. Ghoul responds, 1021, Peace has ascended into a greasy nonsense quitters. 10:23 p.m. Fuck you, Ghoul. Goul. Dr. Ghoul responds at 10:25. It was a pun on quote ascended, not intended as an insult, and it was not because I'm a quote truly Chewley either. Long Dead responds to Dr. Ghoul's animated GIF from Danger 5, asking Danger 5. Dr. Ghoul then responds with what looks to be a bit from a oh my god, Oliver and Hardy. Is Stan Oliver, Stan Hardy? Laurel and Hardy, right? Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy? Yeah. His hat's flying off. 10:31 p.m. P says, thank you for clarification, Ghoul. Goul. I'm sorry I was mean. I didn't get it. Ghoul responds at 10:32 p.m. No worries, my man. 10:32 p.m. I love also Long Dead Illuminati. Final Illuminati says, I love all subgeniuses except for one. I always pick one for all my hate. It varies over time, but there is always one. I also don't like at least half of them.
He sounds like an Uncle Bob to me.
10:36 p.m. Dr. Ghoul says, I haven't met a subgenius that I didn't like. Of course, I haven't met a single one of them, so there's that. I'm actually looking forward to being at some form of X Day so I can find some sub-Gs to despise and loathe. He responds with a gif of the Emperor from Star Trek saying, good, your hate has made you powerful. Dr. Ghoul then responds with an animated gif of like some sort of comic book character with a skull for a head and red glowing eyes. It's like a Knight Rider, Hell Rider thing, just looking down. Dr. Ghoul says, I'm honestly of the opinion that all 6 are fake. That must be into the news. Because nothing good could be that dull in real life. 11:15 p.m. Long Dead Final Illuminati says, all 6 subgeniuses are fake. 11:16 p.m. Evans USMC says, awesome show, folks. Thank you, Evans. Dr. Ghoul says 11:23 p.m. I'm astonished. While going through my old Stark Fists for inspiration while the show played, I found my original card in mint condition. So I've made the card official. Note the original address. When my new membership packet arrives, I'll put the new card in protective custody just for its own protection. And Dr. Ghoul has a Dallas, Texas Church of the Subgenius membership card. Look at that sucker. Not bad. Good one, Dr. Ghoul. I'm flaunting that. I'm gonna give you a point and finger react, and I'm gonna give you a bad dudes react. I'm gonna give you the Dobbs head react. And I'm gonna give you the spinning red light. Yeah, eat it. Yeah, enjoy that.
Easy now, Dr. Fox. You don't want his head to get too big.
What a guy, Dr. Ghoul. He whether I think he does channel a lot of it. He rants like a beast. He's a monster. But he's a monster. He's a monster. He's a monster. And he writes like one. He writes out those crazy rants and shit. That's insane. He's like the Dobbs Cord power user. I dropped the link in Dobbs Cord over on the Facebook group today. So if you guys see knuckleheads coming in over there, that's where they're coming in from. You know, on the last episode of the Hour Psych that Reverend Stang does, he does give that shout out to Dobbs Cord. Go over here. That's where these knuckleheads are doing things, and it's pretty fun. Fidd, I know you're pretty much like void of the social media these days. You don't really do anything like that. I'm kind of like you. I run Hypercom, but I'm pretty much only ever in ChatterCube. But I do occasionally go through the other channels to see what's up, and I do get mentions here and there and stuff like that.
Well, I do have a super secret Super Sphere Discord server that I don't advertise. Mm-hmm. And y'all have been picking up on that. A lot of people posting in the white people only room.
It's a good room.
Actually, everybody goes there to do their dirty racisms.
Well, here, maybe I can bridge an agreement with you for I'll make a Patreon tier. What would you want for access to the super secret super sphere Discord server?
Yeah, I'll give you the rights to invite people, and you can put it at the $5 level. What is the name of the $5 level?
That's
Is it
the
oxtails
AstroTurf
and
level.
vodka?
That's our $10 level.
Okay, what's the $5 one?
AstroTurf.
AstroTurf. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Our most popular value. $5 a month for AstroTurf level. I think that's where you have to at least get at the $3 level to get into the hashtag Scabs VIP room on Hypercom. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The Scabs room.
That's where everybody posts pictures of their
move
scabs.
Too fast. It doesn't move too fast, which is kind of a good thing. And it's not just pictures of scabs; it's pictures of scabs of the users. So the pictures that are coming in, those are those people. And again, it doesn't move that fast. But if you go in there, there is a treasure trove. It's like 5 years now, right? Fidd?
5 years of
5
scabs.
years of scabs.
User scabs.
Yeah, they're all in there, and that's available for $3 at the scab tier level at patreon.com.
Our viewers love hurting themselves because their very first thought is, oh my god, I'm going to post this in the hashtag scabs channel.
Yes.
They get excited. And that causes an adrenaline flow that mitigates the pain of the injury that caused the scab in the first place. You can become invincible by joining, discord.org/Doktor Faux or whatever. Yeah, just do that.
One?
I don't know, you're not, fuck you.
I am an asshole.
Not you, the viewer. Fuck you to the viewer.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. I guess this is where Pease would normally apologize, but I'll apologize on behalf of Pease for.
Do you think he listened to the show at least?
Pease, we know you're listening. Come on, tune back in.
He's not.
Jump back in the room and apologize.
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, well, wait till I send you the file later.
Are you going to append it?
Alright, here's the deal. Pease is not here to apologize, so I am his understudy when it comes to the apologies. Pease apologizes for rage quitting the show 20 minutes in. Did he even make it 20 minutes?
I don't know. We'd have to go back and look.
Well, I wasn't going to wrangle him because that was good radio. That was real rage that he had there. And so I think this is our best episode yet. Pease got legitimately angry and quit the show on the show. This is going to be one of the most reviewed uploads to YouTube. And by the way, Dr. Faux, what's up with the RSS feed? How come this is not on a podcast stream? The only way you can see this is by going to youtube.com/hypercubego.
Yep.
And then going into the time for the show playlist. Do you even have them in a playlist, or are they just uploads?
No, they're in playlists. There's separate playlists. There's the new time for the show that contains everything starting from like episode 152 or something like that. There's like the last 2 years are all on YouTube.
Well, you listen to me, you white male. You put this show back on the RSS feed. Get it back on the podcast stream.
Is that what you want?
How come you haven't done it yet? I expect you to know what I want without me having to tell you, because I'm a high maintenance bitch.
I know,
You
but I'm
knew
a
this about
crybaby.
me. We've known each other a
I'm
long
sensitive.
time. Do I really have to spell it out for you?
Just start with like this week's and do it on the RSS feed.
You heard it here first, everybody. Time for the show is returning to your favorite podcatcher, Apple iTunes, whatever the Android has. I don't know. The RSS feed. Just get it on your podcast app. It's coming back. I'm going to make Dr. Fox do it. And then I will let him take all the credit on the back end. Because I'm fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. If you want me to, I'll do it.
It's just like I am a subscriber to the Time for the Show podcast feed. And every time I open up my podcast app, I see Time for the Show. Last updated April of 1746. And I'm like, but we're doing a show every week. How come it's not on the feed? I'm sure one of our 4 listeners uses the RSS feed to be able to listen to the show at their convenience.
Should I just do a show dump like in the old days? Do like all the episodes from we started coming back, last 10 episodes? Start there, crank through them, just do them like one a day.
Yeah, as long as you start now, nobody's going to notice. It hasn't been updated.
Well, somebody did ask a few weeks ago, which is a good prompt for me to definitely get back onto it and see what's going on. He's like, where are the rest of the episodes? Looks like maybe some of the old stuff isn't fucking showing up. I don't know until somebody says, but, you know, you did say a few weeks ago to me that you felt like this show could go somewhere and do something, and you know, I guess I felt a few years ago there was a weird feel of how much people were committing to it, and I was balancing out doing that thing, and you know, in return I wasn't really getting any feedback. I just had these expectations that I had to keep doing these things, and I didn't know. I you know, it seemed like just moving to YouTube was the quicker and easier way. Dumping the show immediately to YouTube and stuff like that, it was super fucking easy. But now I'm back to like editing something together every week for it. So yeah, I could go back and start updating the YouTube, the RSS feed. It's the right
put it
thing
back
to
on
do.
the podcast stream. Because the thing is,
It's
in
the
order
right
to
thing
listen
to
to
do.
YouTube, if you're doing it on your phone, like a lot of people listen to podcasts and shit at work, you know, and if you're doing it on your phone, the only way to listen to it on YouTube, you have to have a premium account, because if you don't, then when you turn your screen off, the video stops.
All right, well, I'll pick back up.
You heard it here first, everybody. Congratulations. I just twisted Dr. Fox's arm into resuming the RSS feed.
Mm-hmm.
There was
I'll keep
something else
the
that I
show
was going to
notes,
say
too.
that was funny, but I forgot what it was. Because I'm drunk. I'm doing this show drunk, everybody. You know why? Because you
I
deserve
should
it.
read the notes.
Yeah, you should, in next week's notes, make sure to put something in the beginning about me complaining about how hungover I am.
Okay. I'll do that. Since you asked, I'll do that.
All right. Do we have any other business on the docket, or can we call this a show?
I guess that's it. I guess Pease isn't listening.
Actually, he stopped listening when we told him that we knew he was still listening secretly.
He's eating his cake. He's
He
angrily
immediately
eating his
hung up.
cake.
All right. Well, this has been the, you know, when I saw that the show notes were in a PDF format, and then I had to
You
open
knew you
them
were in
up
trouble.
to
You
import
knew you
them
were in trouble.
into Notepad++. I did catch a quick glance of the show notes, even though, as all the viewers know, I don't read the show notes before the show because I want to discover the show with them. I did notice a glaring character derivation from last week's show notes, so I got a little bit concerned. But you know, we got the a little deviancy from the normal character of the show notes, but I think it worked. I read all of them, all 135 of them. So I guess there's nothing else for us to do than to return the viewers to their regularly scheduled freethinkradio.com broadcast programming, brought to you by none other than Dr. Ellis.
Can I do the plugs?
Well, yeah, we did the live read and we did the Patreons.
Mm-hmm. So all we got left to do is like the basic list of links, and then we're clear to sign off.
Yeah, and then I have to process this file and send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a good boy.
You've been listening to Time for the Show. You can subscribe to the show, including the RSS feed with the podcast at timefortheshow.com. You can watch video versions of the show, including ones where we do it on the webcams, with Reverend Peas and Fidd Chewley and a special reoccurring cast of characters, some not so reoccurring, at youtube.com/hypercubego. This show is broadcasted every week on freethinkradio.com. Shout out to Dr. S, Big Boy in charge. He's got baby now. Mark Arthur got that baby. And listen to all the other shows on freethinkradio.com. Find out more about hypercubism at hypercubego.com. And patreon.com/hypercube. Backed.by/hypercube. Give me your shit coins, nigga. We'll see you next week on Time for the Show. Night.
Well, that was a spectacular mop-up job, Dr. Fox. We're going to go out on a mashup that I made. It's Hotel California mashed up with Pinball Wizard by The Who. You're only getting this shit here.
Hotel California backwards.
Well, there is a little bit of time dilation there. Hey, Dr. Fox, thank you for joining. Thank me for joining you on this week's episode.
Thank you for thanking me, Fidd.
Well, I'll decide if you're welcome or not next week. That'll give something for the viewers to cliffhang on and tune into.
Did you get to those things that you were supposed to have written down before the show? You told me there were things that you were going to do, that like you were going to say or bring up or had, and I'm like, write it down. Did you write them down?
I did one of them.
Yeah, which one was that?
After I finished playing the theme song, I sang a Time for the Show parody of the theme song for Cops. Remember that? Remember when I was like,
yes.
Nobody won't give you no show.
No
Police
show.
Don't give you no show. Oh, not
No
the
show.
soldier wanna give you no show. Not even
No
the
show.
hydrant won't give you no show. Hey, hey.
No show.
That was my thought when I was watching the.
I always thought it was funny that there was,
episode.
like there was like a reggaeton Jamaican vibe to Cops.
Well, what made me think of that is today was allegedly Bob Marley's birthday. So a bunch of white people were playing Stir It Up at this bar. And of course, there was the
That one.
playing quarter notes on the djembe was the most lesbian who ever lesbianed.
.com.
There she was, playing quarter notes on a djembe. I mean, as a white person, I felt like my black culture was being appropriated. My sister got a 23andMe test lately and found out that she's 6% black. So I got to be 6% black, right?
Yeah, you share it by injection.
It's all in my dick. All 6% of it. 1%. All right. We're going out.
I just want to
All right.
watch Rip Taylor videos. That's all I want to do.
All right. Thanks for
That's all I've been
listening.
trying.
We're going out. Hotel California and Pinball Wizard mashup by Fidd Chewley. Thank you, Dr. Fox, and thank you, Reverend
You're
Bees, for quitting the show 20 minutes in spectacular fashion. That is good radio. They're going to be talking about this. And